honor his lost friend Big Nut by releasing his debut EP titled Long Live Nut. This release was a success, landing at number 27 on the Billboard charts, and spawning the hit single Every Day We Lit with PNB Rock, landing at number 33 on Billboard, the highest charting song of Lucci's career, and a track that is, in my opinion, a certified classic. But it wasn't all good news for YFN Lucci in 2017, however. Lucci was arrested in 2017
certified
after
banger.
refusing to pull over and fleeing from the cops, eventually being arrested at gunpoint, being caught with 3 weapons, but fortunately no drugs, despite the police claiming that they could smell marijuana, with Lucci himself being pictured balling in the back of a cop car with 2 chains on, looking clean and unbothered. Apparently following this incident, Lucci made bail.
Dude is fucking... Dude, the way he's explaining these stories is awesome, dude. Looking unbothered. Looking clean and unbothered. Sorry.
Getting out, hopping straight on a private jet, and still managing to make a big show in another state. A close call for Lucci, but unfortunately he couldn't stay out of trouble. Again, in June 2017, he's arrested in Tennessee alongside Lil Wayne's daughter Reginae, who he was dating at the time. With these kinds of incidents combined with the music, Lucci was getting a whole bunch of attention, both good and bad. Meanwhile, in 2017, Young Thug had spent months crafting a country-inspired new mixtape. Originally titled Easy Breezy Beautiful Thugger Girls, or EBBTG for short, it was eventually released under the title Beautiful Thugger Girls on the 16th of June 2017. This date was coincidentally the birthday of Tupac Shakur, and naturally a lot of different Tupac related things were going on around the time of Tupac's birthday. This included the release of long-awaited Tupac biopic All Eyes on Me, but there was also YFN Lucci, who had released a tribute song to Tupac called Like Pac on Tupac's birthday too. Now this wouldn't have been a big deal had Young Thug not hopped on Twitter a couple of days later, revealing to the world that he had actually dropped his Beautiful Thugger Girls album on Tupac's birthday on purpose, because as he said in his tweet, he is the new Pac, and that Young Thug is the thug that Tupac didn't get to become, with Thug saying that he was going to finish what Tupac started. Now, this kind of comment naturally didn't rub hip-hop purists up the right way at all. But then again, let's not forget who's truly to blame for the Young Thug Tupac comparisons. Wyclef Jean, who was the first person to originally start calling Young Thug the new Tupac in 2016. But anyway, for YFN Lucci, this was the perfect opportunity to dig up their old bitter feud. And in response to Thug's tweets, Lucci piped up on Twitter himself, saying Tupac would have never worn a dress, clown emoji. Now, Thug responded to this with cryptic tweets, questioning whether Lucci was big mad or little mad, and calling him a peon and a buster. But then Thug's tweets took a little bit more of a dark turn, as he went on to say that Lucci should humble himself and thank God that he's in a position to take care of his mother. You know, the one who was shot in his home, with Thug going on to suggest,
"Hey guy, you able to take care of your mama and be humble? Doing too much could become a deep sleep."
Doing too much could lead to Lucci being put to sleep. Now, in spite of this very brief flare-up for all of Twitter to see, the real feud between these two remained beneath the surface for the remainder of 2017. That summer, Thug would go on to have the biggest debut of his entire career, his feature on chart-topping global hit Havana with Camila Cabello. Meanwhile, Lucci, still relatively new to becoming a Billboard charting successful rapper, is being profiled by rap media organizations like Complex, talking about how all of his dreams have finally come true through the music industry. Thing is though, in the streets of Atlanta, things were still pretty dangerous for both sides. One incident did make its way to the media, but has been pretty well hidden since it happened, was the January 12th shooting of YSL rapper Lil Duke outside of Atlanta's Magic City nightclub, when apparently following a confrontation inside the club, Duke was chased out of the club by a man with a gun, eventually being shot outside. According to a police report that later leaked, Duke was chased by 4 men, being shot in his shoulder and foot and left bleeding heavily. He was able to flee to a nearby Greyhound bus terminal, where he found safety and was eventually taken to hospital. Now, this incident was generally kept under wraps, but a surveillance clip from the incident leaked online around a year after it happened. But since then, that clip has been pretty well scrubbed from the internet. Now, after a lot of digging, I was actually able to find that clip, but I'm not going to risk putting that up on YouTube. I mean, this kind of incident just goes to show you, no matter how much success you or your team can achieve in the music industry, there's always going to be danger in the streets, as the shadow of past events continues to follow you into the present. But despite the dangers his team were facing in the streets, this didn't stop Young Thug continuing to provide opportunity for his team and his family. Summer 2018 actually saw Young Thug releasing his first YSL label compilation album called Slime Language. Meanwhile, YFN Lucci was also having a great 2018 focusing on music. His March 2018 album release, Ray Ray from Summerhill, ends up going 14 on Billboard, the highest performing project of his career. But as usual, there's no shortage of controversy surrounding Lucci either. In July 2018, he gets arrested once again, this time on video.
Yo, Lucci is dead ass getting arrested right there. Holy f, this is motherfucking Lucci. Holy sh, Yo, fucking Lucci.
Now, towards the end of 2018, there was a brief glimmer of hope that maybe Young Thug and YFN Lucci might be on the road to making amends, when both Lucci and Thug appeared on separate tracks on the same project, Atlanta rap legend T.I.'s Dime Trap. Unfortunately, this didn't lead to any kind of reconciliation between these two sides, and T.I.'s album would ultimately be the closest we would ever get to seeing these two ATL giants squash the beef and jump on a track together. And moving forward into 2019, the unfortunate truth is, the beef would reignite, and YFN Lucci and Young Thug would once again go back and forth exchanging deadly threats, once again on Twitter.
Thank you, JChaser24 for the 5
The beef
subs.
between Thug and Lucci was reignited seemingly out of nowhere in March 2019, when Thug popped up on Twitter talking about people have slat in their mouths but ain't downed nothing. Now to me it's unclear whether he's dissing the ops who have the Slats name in their mouths talking smack about his movement, or if he's dissing wannabe Slats who claim his movement but haven't put in any work. But a few days later Thug would post up once again, making it clear to the world exactly who he's having problems with. Thug would actually take to social media, threatening to slap both YFN Lucci and terrifying Houston rapper Source Walker.
Man, I'm gonna slap the hell out your little bomb man. My teeth got more than your little broke ass life, boy. Stop playing, I'm gonna slap the shit out your little as soon as I see you. Like I said, Buster. You do it look like advantage of me. Y'all ain't been doing nothing but dying.
Now, Young Thug's apparent disrespect to YFN Lucci's teeth is significant because a viral image had been going around showing just how nasty Lucci's gnashes were underneath his grills. Lucci clapped back, calling Young Thug a homophobic slur and a punching bag.
Hey, man. Y'all stop tagging me that, man. Slap nobody. Yeah, man. All that punching bag been getting slapped down. All his little friends, he want to make cool with him. He got niggas he want to complete with. He punch that. He got that nigga. Come on, man. That man a hoe, man. That nigga been running out the mall, boy. You a hoe.
Bro, from the Hit and Miss Village, dude, he's grinded his teeth so that he can fucking wear grills. What the fuck?
Yeah, punching bag. You don't never put Instagram. Drop that shit, do it. Yeah. Cheap ass teeth in your mouth. Nigga. And I'm a buddy you down to get some more. Yeah, cheap ass earring, cheap ass jewelry. Man.
Source Walker also jumped in.
I don't understand why Lucci keeps disrespecting Young Thug by saying he's like cheap or saying he's poor, when like Young Thug is demonstrably more successful and wealthier than he is. I don't understand why that's like. Anyway, I mean, it's like kind of stupid. Like, I get why he's calling him the F word, right? Because he wore a dress, so obviously he's not real. Like, he's not not a real one. If one of these dudes threatened you, you wouldn't even know what the fuck they were saying. What? I mean, Atlanta accent is thick. It's just trash talk. Shut your broke ass up. I do understand that. I mean, ultimately, if it was just trash talk, then that's one thing. But obviously, it turns into more than that.
Reposting a clip of Young Thug beating the boxing pads like a little bitch. After that, Young Thug.
God, I'm such a fucking nerd. I'm like, actually, why doesn't Young Thug turn around and literally show him his bank statements, implying that he has more financial success than YFN Lucci? Hello, Mr. Thugger, sir. Actually, you have more money than YFN Lucci does. You should perhaps mention that.
Confirmed that he would be slapping Lucci on sight next time he sees him, as well as saying that his teeth cost more than Lucci's life.
Man, of course I'm gonna slap the fuck out Lucci and I'm gonna slap the fuck out Sauce. I'm gonna slap the hell out y'all, little nigga, man. Stop playing with me. Niggas don't even play with me because they know what time it is. Like. So for y'all niggas to play with me, just really tell me, like, confirm that y'all don't know what time it is, you know? Or y'all feel like I'm a hoe, or y'all feel like y'all play with me, or a nigga feel some type of way.
That's why Drake is the best person to have beef with, dude. It's like, he's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? Even I serve you the top of the hour ad break, you know? At the top of the hour, I'm going to serve you a 60-second ad break, and you're like, oh, fuck, that just hit me in the goddamn face. You know what I mean? And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is obviously defend yourself from those ads by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Obviously, Twitch Prime is free as long as you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account. By the way, Thank you, Mason and Dixon for the 5 gifted subs, Jay Chaser for the 5 gifted subs, and also Solemn Tornado for the 10 gifted subs, allowing a total of 20 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Drake will find a way to DM your mom. Yeah, I know. This is awesome.
Wait. Jippy feel a weird way about it. Like, a nigga may feel something like slam a bitch. I don't care, bro. I won't walk.
Wait, what? Drake hired the guy to kill XXXTentacion? Wait, is that actually like, is that... Is that... I've never heard that rumor before. Why? Because XXXTentacion said that Drake stole his flow? What a fucking awesome rumor, dude. I'd never heard that before, but that's pretty funny. It's a hip-hop conspiracy theory. I love that.
So, you know, you're going to get that.
In response to this, Lucci would make a post showing off his immaculate diamond teeth, as well as atting Young Thug's fiancée Jerica, along with an extra disrespectful caption saying, "Your husband ain't nothing." But thankfully, Lucci himself would eventually cool off, posting to IG that he got...
Okay, all I'm going to say is, I think Lucci is the one who's like a big instigator in a lot of these instances. It does seem like, for the most part, you know, Young Thug just wants to keep making like experimental music, merging genres, like be out there with whether it be his fashion or style. And Lucci is like constantly turning around and attacking him for all of these instances, like for all of the times when for all the times when Young Thug is like out there, okay? Yo, you're too white to be watching this video. This is cringe.
Carried away with his earlier posts. But the social media war of words was far from over, because a month later, Young Thug would clown Lucci on social media, reposting a clip of a stripper calling out Lucci for being cheap.
Po bitch.
When everybody get $15 a piece, and how Lucci pull up.
But soon, things in the streets of Atlanta would get much more serious than tweets flying back and forth, because a month after that, bullets would fly back and forth, and in May 2019, YFN Lucci's Mercedes G-Wagon would be sprayed up with bullets in Atlanta. Lucci was luckily not driving the car when it was targeted, but apparently a man was hit in the vehicle twice. But it was really in June 2019 when the disrespect in this beef would reach a disgusting new high, as it eventually emerged on social media that somebody had vandalized the gravesite of Lucci's fallen mentor Big Nut, spray painting the word slat over his headstone in
False flag. False flag.
green paint. An incredibly disrespectful act that no doubt had far more serious consequences than social media would ever know. Now, a month after that shameful incident, it would be time for more music. On August the 16th, 2019, Young Thug would finally drop his
The feds did this.
long-awaited album So Much Fun. And straight from its opening track, there are a couple of lyrics that some people thought may have had some secret hints to the ongoing feuds that Thug had been involved in. There's a lyric where Thug says that somebody on his team has had a chain stolen from them, but he's spinning to try and find it. In fact, when it comes to chain snatchings, it seems like there has been a long-running back and forth between these two groups, because there's another clip circulating on social media.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Depicting a YSL member showing off a YFN chain that they had recently snatched.
Get the chain though, on the fuck nigga. Take get the chain though, on the fuck nigga.
Also in that intro track, Just How It Is, Young Thug also says that the last person that tried him almost got popped at Atlanta's Lenox Mall. Now, it was unclear initially what this could have been referring to, but in the days following the release of this song, a picture begins to circulate on social media. This is a picture that Young Thug had apparently posted up on his own Instagram, showing a blue Mercedes parked outside Lenox Mall with the trunk open and two people standing next to it. He captioned this picture, "Nice car." Well, this car is YFN Lucci's. And at the time, Thug also posted a clip to his story where he appeared to be telling Lucci not to blow the motor in his car and calling him a scary ass boy.
Don't blow the motor, little scary boy.
So, after all of this came to the surface, YFN Lucci took to Instagram to respond to Young Thug's lyrics on his album, labeling the lyrics as a lie, calling it a cap-ass album, then going on to suggest that Young Thug shitted on himself at Lenox Mall, with Young Thug then clapping back with the ominous and frankly
Like what you do for your mother and kids would have been killed you.
incriminating post saying, at YFN, if I ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I would have been killed you. Crying face, laughing face, crying face, laughing face. Now honestly, this is a slightly surprising post for somebody that likes to keep things pretty tight-lipped when it comes to street business on social media. But anywho, a little while after this, YFN Lucci was tapped in with V103 radio station in Atlanta in an interview where he decided to stoke the flames of this beef even further. Speaking on Thug's fiancée once again, Lucci would boldly proclaim that he had been in the bed with her a couple of times.
Is it about a girl, yeah?
I don't know. He probably be, his girl. You know how she was about me. I was in the bed with her a couple times.
Wait, she said that's a lie though. She said that's a lie.
Now for the record, once again, Jerica has vehemently denied the claim on multiple
Okay, like at a certain point, and I think I would say this is the point where there is no materialist analysis associated with this, and it's just ego, like pure ego and idiocy going back and forth, turning into a much larger problem, especially considering that the dudes who are beefing are in a way better financial situation than the people that end up shooting each other as a consequence of that. It's literally like, look, I'll say it like this, okay? If you have someone that you grew up with and you're literally a fucking multi-millionaire now, and the reason why you're like able to fly on private jets or be around like super hot women and have like some kind of financial security for yourself and your family is this dude, you're going to do anything for him. Like, and sometimes maybe you're going to even do things that, you're going to want to make him happy. And maybe in some instances, making him happy includes like, attacking people that he considers people that he has a beef with. Anyway.
Multiple platforms saying that she has never hooked up with Lucci. She's also denied it in video. But none of that's really important because we all know that YFN Lucci is really just trying to say whatever he can to get under Young Thug's skin. And you could argue that he was successful because only a day after that interview comes out, we see Thug being interviewed on Big Boy's show where he's talking a whole lot of gangster shit. He says that when he kills someone, he hopes that they forgive him, like someone that kills people.
You mean it sound like his homies are giving him top? No, dude, what the fuck? I'm talking about shooting someone that is talking shit or shooting up their house or shooting up their car.
On the regular.
He already know my heart, so it's like, I'm too pure. So once you just, you do that, it's like, no. I forgive. I always forgive. If I kill a person, I pray to God that he forgive me.
However, when Thug is asked about YFN Lucci, he says that things aren't serious.
Sometimes I just like to have fun. It's no hard feelings. I hope he get richer than me. Take care of his family for life. I have no problem with nobody. I just like, we had problems before where we done disagreed on, but it's not a problem to where it's like, oh, I hope he die, or like, hell no.
Clearly things are a little serious, because Thug then goes on to say that he saw YFN Lucci at the blue carpet at the BET Awards, suggesting that he could have got it then.
Nigga, you don't mean no harm. I done seen you. Nigga, we just was on the blue carpet together in BET. You couldn't have meant no harm. Because you could have got it then.
But things weren't over because after that, Thug got biblical, referencing his earlier post on social media saying that he would have killed Lucci if he wasn't doing good for his family, with Thug telling Big Boy that he really appreciates the good that Lucci does for his family, suggesting that he has videos of Lucci's kids on his phone and saying this is why he hasn't done something bad to Lucci.
I put up a post the other day, I'm like, nigga, if I ain't like what you did for your mom and kids, like, I'm bigging them up. Like, nigga, I like what you do for your mom and your kids. I got videos saved in my phone of goddamn him riding in the car with his kids. The way he treat his mom and his kids will really stop me from doing something to him.
Now, saying that you've got clips of next man's kids on your phone is basically killing talk. But let's not forget that Lucci had posted a
dude. Wait, the next man's kids is basically killing talk. I'm sorry. It's a serious take. Now, look, I think that I don't know if that's the case. Maybe. But I think he's basically saying, like, simultaneously, like, hey, look, you do well for your children, which is why there's no reason, like, trying to squash the beef. You know what I mean? David Rappenborough. Oh my God, yes. It's definitely a threat, 100%.
clip of Young Thug's daughter all the way back in 2016. At this point, all bets are off and things are getting very scary indeed. A day after that appearance,
I saw a vid and I have a vid on my phone are two different things. I mean, I think, here's what I think, okay? Lucci actually posted Young Thug's daughter first, okay? And because he was, you know, clout chasing pretty hard. So for that reason, maybe Young Thug saw a video and downloaded it, you know, screen recorded a video when Lucci himself was like posting a video of his children or some shit like that. Okay? Specifically so that when the time comes, he might want to make a threat. But in this circumstance, it doesn't seem like he's making a threat. It's more so like, I like what you're doing with your children. Like, I respect it. And that's part of the reason why I'm not, like, killing you. And instead, he's focusing on squashing the beef instead. A very generous interpretation. I'm a little biased, I think. I might be. I'm not choosing sides. I'm not. I'm recognizing my own biases, but I do think that, you know, I do think that he was being a little bit of a clout shark, like, throughout the entire situation. Which, I mean. White dude doing commentary on black people's business for profit isn't sussy at all. I'm just showing up, sorry. That sounds woke, scoldy, and you preface the cringe of this industrial complex, bro. I think, look, I don't know enough about Trap Lore Ross at all, but I will say this. It does seem like he is very respectable in his analysis, and he, like, very clearly documents this shit top to bottom without, I don't know. I think, like, this is the closest you can get to, like, actual journalism about this kind of beef. Like, what he's doing is you know, I don't know, pretty solid.
YFN Lucci then appears on Vlad TV, where he discusses the beef with Thug, but thankfully downplays the whole thing.
You and Young Thug went back and forth at one point.
Nah, I don't go back and forth with nobody.
I don't think Young Thug likes me either, so.
Thing is, despite both sides ultimately playing it down, real street situations would continue to follow Lucci throughout 2020. In June, there was a shooting on one of his music video sets, where apparently 21 shots were fired and a 15-year-old boy was...
Side with Young Thug because you also have clout sharks on you? Okay, well, there's a difference. I'm making a comparison to, like, coming in from the same neighborhood and, like, growing up together. And also, like, actually shooting one another to, like, fucking YouTube essayists that want a piece.
Grazed. Lucci would later explain to DJ Vlad that they were shooting a music video, shots were fired, and just everybody started shooting back.
We just heard probably 4 gunshots, you feel me? But then nobody know where they coming from, but everybody started shooting, they just started shooting back.
And apparently during the shootout, Lucci's own Rolls Royce was one of the casualties, with the car being shot numerous times by somebody on his team.
Somebody shot my fucking Rolls Royce who was with us, man. Nigga ass on the ground, shooting on the fucking ground. Yeah, that shit cost me like $15,000 to get fit.
Now, a month after this, the battle for Lennox Mold is reignited, when YSL member Yak Gotti posts a picture of him standing on the back of YFN Lucci's 650 Maybach convertible parked outside Lennox Mold. In the picture, he is flipping off Lucci, but that's not all. Yak Gotti decided to take this disrespect to commercial levels, using the photograph of him disrespecting Lucci and his Benz as the front cover for his YSL record single, In a Coupe.
What the fuck?
Lucci responded to this, saying that Yak Gotti had dapped him up just moments before inside Lennox Mall.
The fuck you ain't say nothing in the mall? You want to shake your head and shit. You shook your head to stand on my car, bitch ass nigga. Man, I'm mad as hell. I just see these fuck niggas in the mall. These niggas ain't say shit, nigga dolo. I go outside, folk gotta tell me niggas standing on my car taking pictures.
Now, a month after this, for a moment it looked like YFN stood for Your First Nina, as YFN Lucci was caught on camera accidentally letting off a real rifle on the set of one.
Besides race and place of birth, what's the difference between Ross and academics? Academics has stated he is not hood, was a STEM major at Rutgers, and isn't in the trenches either. I think anyone would fucking literally look to DJ Academics' analysis on situations like this and be like, well, this man actually understands what's going on. Only white kids in Naperville would literally look to DJ Academics' analysis on any particular situation that is outside of like, you know, his love for Drake and be like, wow, well, that guy gets it. What the fuck? Anyway.
One of his music video shoots. Lucci later explained that he thought he'd been given a fake gun on the set of this video, but it turns out that it was real and fully loaded, with Lucci only finding that out when he, you know, pulled the trigger. But it turns out that it was real and fully loaded.
I'm thinking they bringing me a fake gun, and I just hit it. I ain't think nothing was in it, but that shit just, it shot. And I said, oh, that's why you said don't cock it back.
Now, naturally,
I remember
in
that
response
too.
to YFN Lucci's embarrassing accidental discharge, Young Thug immediately took to Twitter to mock YFN Lucci's weak stick game, simply posting, "Put that gun down, son." Now, this would actually be the last official and public back and forth between the YSL and YFN crews. Because unfortunately for the YFN crew, things would very soon come crashing down in a dramatic fashion, when a deadly shootout would leave a man dead and YFN Lucci behind bars, along with a bunch of his inner circle being charged with serious crimes. According to police reports,
Yes, I have seen the Young Thug Reddit AMA from 11 years ago where he's like talking about trying to make it big as a rapper. I remember that. That was him, right?
and court documents, on the 10th of December 2020, YFN Lucci and 3 other men drove by car to a location in Atlanta. One of the people Lucci was with was named James Adams. He allegedly recorded himself whilst in the car with Lucci, telling the camera that they planned to fuck the city up. Now, the 2 other men that YFN Lucci was with were Rayvon Boyd, aka CP3, a rapper from Miami, and a man named Leroy Pitts. According to a warrant, Lucci drove his car full of hitters to the 900 block of Dimmock Street at around 5:15 p.m, pulling onto a shoulder when Adams and Boyd begun to open fire from the car. Whoever they were shooting at shot back, with that man, James Adams, in Lucci's car being fatally struck in the head, dying, and subsequently being thrown from the vehicle, or as the police described it, manually ejected. They threw him out the car. With a harrowing
What? 3 years ago, yo, it's the Kid Gunna. Drippers Round 2 is out now. Ask me anything. That's funny. Okay, stop.
harrowing 911 phone call being made, police described it, manually ejected. They threw him out the car. With a harrowing 911 phone call being made by an innocent woman who was just passing by and found this dead body in the street.
What's the address of your emergency?
We need an ambulance. Somebody is laying out. Somebody, I don't know if he barely.
Let me connect you. Stay on the line.
Somebody just threw him out of the car.
Let me connect you to the ambulance.
Huh? He's still trying to fight for his life.
EMS, what's the address of the emergency?
Baby, can y'all please get an ambulance here? This man is dying. He's shot in the head.
Oh my God.
He just took his last breath, man.
What street are you on, ma'am? Can you give him your location, please, for the ambulance to give the guy some help?
What is his address? Man, this man just took his last breath, man.
Man, we have help on the way already. Tell me exactly what happened.
We don't know. Me and my sister, we were just walking down the street, and somebody just rolled down the street with a man hanging out the car. They just pushed him out the truck and left him for dead.
Ma'am, I thought you said he was shot in the head.
Yes, he is shot in the head. They threw him out the car. He just died. He just took his last breath.
We have the ambulance already on the way, okay?
Okay.
And can you tell me what kind of vehicle?
You go ahead and get fire and PD and round.
Can you tell me what kind of vehicle he was stolen from, please?
White.
A white car, truck, or SUV?
SUV.
What direction did the SUV
Yes,
go?
his whole body was just hanging out the car.
Listen, just stay on the phone. Can you tell me if you saw any of the people that were driving the car, whether they adults or kids?
They were driving real fast. And we seen his...
All right.
Now, one of the men that they were shooting at eventually turned up at a local fire station with a gunshot wound, and just over a month after the incident itself, YFN Lucci was identified as the driver of that car. Now, weirdly, in between the shooting and his arrest, YFN Lucci appears on DJ Vlad for an interview once again. Now, it's unclear exactly when the interview was recorded, but the comments are frankly wild, with many people suggesting that Detective Vlad may have had something to do with building the case. Now, obviously that's just jokes, but there were some very interesting and illuminating moments.
Okay, bro, I wouldn't be saying that about. I mean, what you do is just like maybe even worse. You're basically putting a compilation of Vlad clips together. You know what I mean? To create a narrative that's even larger. So